I'm going to do is put that one, put that off. Yeah. Put this one on solo.
Don't you get paint on
Okay,
here?
hopefully you can hear me, Dan. I think you should be able to. Evening, Ben.
I'm just going to try a bit of paint.
Well, I'm just going to try a bit of this paint out.
I'm going to use a darker grey and see what it comes out like. But remember, I will not able to see the comments that you're in the layout. I'm going to need to put a bit of white in this. Yeah, a lighter colour.
So I can lighten it. I'm going to use a darker grey and then see what it comes out like. Remember, I were not able to see the comments. I'm at the other end of the layout. Need to put a bit of white in this. I think I may put a bit of water in that. I know the black cups are so it's dark grey, it's more like black. Right, white. Finally, white out. Now I think I may put a bit of water in that. I know the black caps you can dilute. So if I put in, where is that? There you are. I'm going to put a bit of this in.
That's better. Don't know if you can see.
Should make it a bit more greyer. Still quite dark. Sorry about this, but I will be down the end of the minute.
Now.
Put a touch of water in this as well, I think. Oh, that's better. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the colour I wanted. This colour here. You have to put a bit more white. We'll let that dry. Use a bit more white on it. Because what I did, this is polyfiller, and when it's partly starting to go off, I got a knife and just cut into it to make it look like it's got bricks.
I
wonder what the comments are like.
What I did, this is polyfiller, and when it's partly starting to go off, I've got a knife and just cut into it and make it look like it's got bricks.
Doesn't that look different? Wow. Hopefully made to get a couple of coats on this tonight. God, you can hear those wagons making noises. See the white bit you see there? I will do that bit brown to get the edges up, and then I'll put some trees or something over the top, so you don't see the join between the two. You know what I mean? That makes hell of a difference. Let's have a quick look, read what you put in. Tell me what you think then. Let's have a little read on your comments. Let's see. It does. It makes putting that paint on. It makes
the white bit you see there, I will do that bit brown. Put the edges on. Then I'll put trees or something over the top. You don't see the join between the two. You know what I mean? That makes sense, doesn't it? Tell me what you put in. Tell me what you think then. Let's have a little read on your comments. Let's see. It does. It makes putting that paint on. It makes the bricks really stand out. Let's go back a bit. Yeah, just by doing that little bit, that's made a hell of a difference. I'm looking on the camera part now. Just go and finish that part, because then we can let that dry a bit, then I can put another coat on the top.
And all this is polyfiller. And you're letting it go off. And then before it's gone off, you make the bricks. Cut in with a very sharp knife. And before it's gone off, you make the brick. Cut in with a very sharp knife. I mix a little bit of paint. I've hardly used any of it. Well, I've used quite a bit. So.
Makes a little bit.
We'll leave that for a little while now, and I'll come back to that. Yeah. That's me. Just by a little bit of paint. Putting over that's me in my eyes. That's me. That brickwork really stand out. And I think when I paint, leave that for a little while, and then I'll come back to that. And then I put in trees. I put in weeds or whatever. That is going to look really.
Gotta blow my nose. It's getting warm up here. Oh, that's made a hell of a difference.
There. I was thinking about sticking this stuff on it, so it's like dangling over the sides.
Just by a little bit of paint.
That's dangling over the side like that.
That's made, in my eyes, that's made that brickwork really stand out.
And it covers up the gap. So if I glue that to that,
the other bit of
when
the
it's
white
in place,
side, which
I
the
put
brown
more
then I put in trees, a bit of weeds or whatever.
Stuff that.
It'll look, that is going to look really, really good. And another thing I was thinking of, this hatch I've
And then
got.
if I glue it onto the piece that comes out, and have more like hanging down,
This stuff on it,
you know.
it's like dangling over the sides. Can you imagine that dangling over the side like that? See? It covers up the gap. If I do that to that, and when it's in place, I put more
it's growing over, but then you won't see that actual panel.
stuff
That
like that.
panel's there, so I can get into the electrics underneath the track on the far side. Now I think it's a good idea, don't you?
And if I glue it onto the piece that comes out,
And if I put that stuff over that part there,
you have more like hanging down,
you won't know it.
you know.
You have to put them out, that's because
Yeah, I was thinking about putting all that stuff all around the outer part and then some on the middle part and make it look like it's growing over, but then you won't see that actual panel. That panel is there so I can get into the electrics underneath the track on the far side. Now, I think that's a good idea, don't you? And if I put that stuff over that part there will become, well, you won't know there's a hatch there. The echo is getting louder. That's because the echo is now gone. Sorry, I moved the camera over there and I've accidentally must have pressed the microphone on. But yeah, I think if I glue some of that stuff, take it off, take that little panel off, glue this green stuff around it and put some other colors in as well and along the bottom. So when I want to take it off, I'll mostly put like a little screw inside so I can actually pull it off by holding the screw, because I don't want to re-grab the sides because the sides would damage the growth. But I do think that tunnel looks fantastic. I do think that does look really, really good. And that was so easy to do as well. You know, yeah, I accidentally must have pressed on the camera there. I must have pressed the microphone on it with these touch screen things. Oh, and on the back, I must have touched it. But now that's good. I'm really impressed. I may get a bit of red, like a burgundy color, and just gently push it over, gently, little marks of that color over the bricks. A bit of a burgundy, but I'm going to do another coat of that grey again, and then sort that out. Yeah, that wants cleaning properly. Bernie, is there a Castle set HST on the model railway? That's a GWR. I've got a Intercity one, and I've also got GNER, the like navy blue color. I don't know if anybody wants to come and join. Chris, or who did I give a date today? Always going to give. I know Flymo's watching because he said he's going to watch. Sorry, Flomo, I did say to you 8:45. Can everybody just say get well soon to Flymo in the chat, please? He is watching and listening, but I said, don't come into the chat, just watch. I said, I'll tell everybody that you're not going to like, you can say thank you if you want to, Flymo, but can everybody just say get well soon to Flymo, please? I'm going to put, that's Adam, Flymo Chairman 1. Right, let's just, oh, notifications, stop it. Good evening, Alan. Oh, you can hear me, can you? So I'm just checking again. Oh, it's there. You can hear me, can't you? That's Adam, Flymo Chairman 1. Yeah, you can hear me, yes. Can everybody just write in that's right. Thank you, Chris, for saying that. Get well soon, Flymo. He is watching. Flymo, if you want to put in the chat to say hi, just do that. But don't go, people don't expect Flymo to come back to you. He's been told off by his nurse. I had the nurse around again today for me. More blood. I'm gonna have none left soon. There you are, I've done my bit. He is watching, everybody. He is watching. I'll just send him a private message. I told him I was doing it. He is online. He is online. I did a small share tape for you. Yeah, I've just sent him a little message. So, Chris, if you want to put the link in, and if anybody wants to come in, you're quite welcome to. We'll just let that dry a bit more. Yeah, that's really good in my eyes. Give myself a pat on the back. So if anybody wants to come and join, there's the link. Adam has just sent me a message, said, cheers, Bernie. That's good of you and all the folks tonight. He's just said thank you to you all. I'm going to just pop down and go and get myself another drink. I will be back in 2 minutes. Okay. And then we'll do a bit more on the other side. I can see if I can. I've got another tunnel. I need more refreshments. Empty. Empty. That's the other tunnel, but I if you can see, if you look on solo, that needs the J-cloth PVA. So I'm going to do the sides and the top and this other side, and then smooth it off so it looks like it's in with the tunnel part. But there's the shiny brown you can see on the bottom is glue, which is dry, but it's giving me an idea of water dripping down inside the tunnel, and then it comes across the track and then over to the other side, and then make it more of a like a little stream or something where water's gone across. You know, so yeah, I was thinking about doing that. But I checked the cardboard, which the bits I put on the other side, they've been there for nearly a day, and they're still damp. They're not dry because I tried to see if I could move one, and one was moving slightly. It's just not dried. And I'm thinking if I go and put J-cloths on that, it'd take a lot longer to dry. Yeah, it's a pity. So I've still got to do where the train's just gone past with the signal box. I've still got to do that part there as well. But I think when I've done the trees and I put a bit more darker stuff, paint on there, it'd be looking quite good because of the different shades of colour, the browns. Well, I didn't mix, when I did the brown, I didn't mix it all out. I put a bit of white in. So the lighter colours came across sometimes, not the darker colours. You can see it's like patchy, but it's the way I painted it. And that is J-cloth, polyfiller, and glue. Not a bad shot of that. Yeah. I've got to blow my nose again. Oh, I think everybody must be blowing their noses. Craft paper. No, I use cardboard for like the upstruts, and then the cardboard off like Kellogg's cornflakes going across, let them dry, and then I cover it with J cloth, little pieces of J cloth, and then mix with glue and then polyfiller, and then I paint it with a colour, which is the colour of the brown, and then with polyfill again, and it makes it go rock hard. It's very good in my eyes, very, very good. Don't know if you can hear me, but what I'm going to do, try a little part. A bit more glue than that. Right, we'll just right. I'm just going to do a little bit. I need a tray. So you know, two cameras here for you, really. Uh, two here. You in? Yeah, you can. Don't know if you can it, mate. What do you do? Cut into little pieces like so. You got a, this is just glue and water. I've not put polycolour in this today. There you are. Back over there again. Put the polycolour out, all these little kind of gaps you can see disappear. Pasting some more again. Hopefully Alan in the background is not going, no, no, don't do that way. My way. Right at the very little gaps, you can use polycolour. See what your comments are saying. Now, the first one, I don't put polyfiller in the first one. I put glue and water, and then when that's dried off, then I'll put glue, water, and polyfiller, and quite a thick mixture. So there's any like lines. If I just can see where the joins are, you can put the polyfiller thicker over that part with the glue and water. It makes it go harder. It's very, very good. It's easy to do. I mean, I learned this off Alan Reynolds at Buckland Junction, and I'm quite a dab habit, or whatever you call it, at it nowadays. It's quite easy to do. I just cut a bit more, and I'll do a little bit more. See, that was quick and easy to do. And that'll smooth off, and then I'll let that all dry. It most should take about 2 or 3 days to dry up here. And then I'll paint it again with glue, bit of water, and polyfiller to cover all the little gaps. And then with a little bit of colouring as well, the watercolour. And then when that's dry, then I'll paint it with just watercolour. And then that'll look quite good. I've made, if you look on the right hand side, there's like a little bit sticking out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put like water running down the side on the right hand side. I think that may be a bit out too far. Yeah, cut that bit off there. Yeah. Very well then. There's that one done. Let's go back over here. Yeah, you can really see the brickwork on that. That looks really good. I'm well impressed. Yeah, I think a bit of burgundy, very slightly, just little runs of it over the side of the, to give it, and a bit of white to give it a bit more different sort of contrast to bricks. And then I'm also do some green as well with the like water scale, you know.